The year is 2005, and this is a matchup between two of the top teams in the NCAA. It's Duke versus Texas. Duke at the time had an unbeaten record with 8 wins and 0 losses, led by 6'4" shooting god JJ Redick. He was, and quite frankly still is, one of the best shooters college has ever seen. These numbers to go along with first team all-conference that year. He was simply that good. Their opponent Texas were not too bad themselves, as they have an identical record to Duke at that point, and they also have future NBA players such as LaMarcus Aldridge and PJ Tucker. This is not a team to take lightly. Texas that season decided to release a black jersey, which is different to the usual orange and white, and they made its debut for this exact game, and that was the absolute worst time to release them. Redick ended the game with 41 points in a blowout win, hitting shots casually from way beyond the three-point line. Look where he is standing. This game also includes one of the nastiest pump fakes I have ever seen.
Team, a veteran club, recognizing right away Lewis in the ball game. Hey, let's get that ball to Redick. He needs some milk. Do it again.
And that is how JJ Redick completely retired the debut of these jerseys. They never used them again that season. Kevin Durant, a Texas Longhorn commit. What did he think of the game?
That was a tough drive back home. I was pissed. I'm like, I came up here for us to get 30 piece, but yeah, you was on fire that night.
PJ Tucker was just talking trash to Redick, despite being down by more than 20. Also, according to him after the game,
hey, listen, my friends destroyed me about this.
Shut the fuck off.
What is it?
But what is he doing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
that was a debut for all the bad reasons possible. But what about a debut that may never be broken? As you all know, Wilt Chamberlain in his playing days would be described as a man amongst boys, even as a teenager. He was 6'11" entering high school. His 40-yard dash is 0.3 seconds behind LeBron James. Wilt Chamberlain is also known as the guy who destroyed the balance of all-time NBA records. And I'm not kidding. Let's look at some of the players who have had the most 50-point games in NBA history. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar starts off the list with 10. Here is Allen Iverson with 11. And here is LeBron James with 15 50-point games. Moving up the ladder, we have James Harden with 23. Kobe Bryant has 25 of them. And here is Michael Jordan, second most 50-point games of all time with 31 of them. All of these would accumulate to 115 50-point games. A pretty impressive list with a lot of greatness. Now, where is Wilt? Well, he is on his own platform with 118 50-point games. What about most points in a season? And this record is pretty crazy as well. Did you know that Michael Jordan and Wilt are the only ones in NBA history to have 3,000 points or more in a season? His airness only has one season where he scored 3,000 points. Wilt? 3 times, while being the only player to score 4,000. What about his first NBA game ever? In Wilt's debut for the Sixers in 1959, he dropped 43 points and 28 rebounds. But that's not the most points for someone's start with a team. That award can go to Kyrie Irving. He signed with the Brooklyn Nets as a free agent in 2019 after leaving the Boston Celtics. And on October 28th, he tore Minnesota up on his debut, scoring 50 points with 8 rebounds and 7 assists in a loss. To be fair, he almost hit one of the flashiest game winners of all time.
The Nets down by 1. Irving lost his footing, regathers, fires!
The next debut is also pretty interesting, and it's Ryan Saunders' coaching debut with the Minnesota Timberwolves. After Flip Saunders' tragic passing in 2015, his son Ryan ended up coaching the team in 2019 at the age of 32. In his debut, Saunders' Timberwolves beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 119-117, becoming the youngest head coach to win in his debut since Dave Cowens in 1978 at the age of 30. The next debut will be the worst start for a franchise in NBA history, and my god, this was a terrible franchise. The Vancouver Grizzlies made their debut in 1995, where they became an expansion franchise together with the Toronto Raptors. They got off to a decent start, winning their first 2 games. Then they proceed to lose 19 in a row. Oh, that's not it. From February 2nd to April 2nd, 2 full months, they played a total of 27 games. Their record?
God damn.
Ever since their debut season, the franchise shows up at number 10 and 11 on the worst records of all time in terms of winning percentage. The board eventually realized that Vancouver is not it, and the franchise moved to Memphis in 2001, and thank God they have not relocated since. From Redick retiring the Texas jersey, to Wilt dominating as a kid, and even the disaster of a franchise known as the Vancouver Grizzlies. These are some of the more interesting debuts in basketball history. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.